Good morning. Good morning. Yo, what up, Jessica? How are you? I just got on here because I wanted to celebrate that I'm 350 days sober today. So, really, I don't have anything to talk about unless you got some questions. But yeah, celebrating 350 days sober today. First time in over 25 years I've been more than probably a month sober, so it's quite the accomplishment for me. How's everybody doing this morning? Ooh, Asma has a cat. I must see the cat. Do you got any videos or pictures of the cat? And also, like I said, if anybody has any questions for me about literally anything, because I don't know what to talk about. I'm 350 days sober for the first time in 25 years. Ooh, please post kitties. Please post kitties. Thank you, I appreciate it. What's everybody up to today? I'm going to take this one out so I can hear a little better because I usually talk pretty loud. And it's like 5:10 in a sober from what, if you don't mind? Pretty much any kind of opiate I could get my hand on. Started with Lortabs, went to, let's see, that could be another, why is your name Do-Not-Sub? My name's Do-Not-Subscribe, just as a play on words, just to be funny. But I started with Lortabs, which is hydrocodone. And then I started doing oxycodone. And then I started doing basically any pill I could get my hands on. And then I ended up being addicted to what's called roxycodone 30s, which is what everybody nowadays calls perk 30s. They're not perk 30s, but they're roxycodone 30s. It is the same thing, but they're not perks. But yeah, I was addicted to those for a bunch of years. Then I did heroin for a bunch of years, and then I did fentanyl for almost 5 years. And I finally got sober. Ooh, posted her cat. I will definitely watch it. And I'll try to, let's see. Yo. Hello, oh man, that's rough. Yes. It all started from Troy's and sorry, I don't like to butcher people's names, but Troy, if you got a question, ask away. I can watch it in a minute because I'm on my live right now, but I will watch your kitty cat for sure. Okay, I'll watch it right after I get done doing this, I promise. I'm gonna see if I can hide this user. I don't want to hide the user. I want to pin the message so I remember your YouTube. Okay, just don't delete it today. And Troy, if you're still here, you can ask me whatever you want. I just went to detox and withdrawal after 36 hours of detoxing. How long do I have to wait? I just went to detox and they gave me a sub and it threw me into instant withdrawal after 36 hours of detox. How long do I have to wait? Depends on what opiate you're doing. What I know you probably don't want to say that on here, but if you're doing fentanyl, and please don't tell us don't say what you're doing because I don't want you to have to share that information on here, but if you're doing fentanyl, I would wait at least 3 days before you take a Suboxone. Mind you, I am not a doctor, so do not take this as like usually your body will tell you when your withdrawals are bad enough. I'm one of those people that's constantly in my mind, so my mind is obviously always trying to tell my body how into withdrawing I am, how far into withdrawing I am, but your mind is wrong, your body is right. Your body will tell you when you've had enough withdrawing, but I would say at least 72 hours. That's been my experience. I've only been into premeditated withdrawals one time in my entire life, and that sucked. Premeditated withdrawals is by far worse than actual opiate or heroin withdrawal or whatever withdrawal you want to call it, kind of withdrawal you want to call it. But I would say at least 3 days if you're doing fentanyl. Yeah, I didn't, like I said before, I didn't really, April Fools, hell yeah, April Fool, I didn't even think about it, it's April 1st, and I got, so on this, is that how long you waited? And I had the same thing, my mind's playing tricks on me, but the dog messed up and waited 36 nights, threw me into it, and I had to check out of the detox. The doctor acted. I'm going to 0 people live. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not interesting, Jessica, but thank you for showing up. Yeah, that's really the only advice. I wasn't gonna let me leave. Had to go to get myself together because they wouldn't give me anything that was gonna help. Yeah, they usually don't want to give you anything that'll help. They're doctors. They're there for money, but can I ask what state you live in, Troy? Oh, and your profile's a cute little puppy. I like puppies. I like kitty cats more, but I like puppies. Puppies are cool. I like big old dogs and I like little tiny dogs. Wisconsin. Huh. I would think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been to Wisconsin a couple of times. Do they not have like detox centers that will keep you there until you're, wow, bull mastiff and pit bull mix? That's a good boy. Yeah, but Wisconsin, I thought they had discount. I thought they had detox centers that. Uh, Hello again, Jess. Sika, sorry. Here, I'm not at the liberty to call you Jess. My bad. But Troy, yeah, I thought they had detox centers that would hold you until you could get like a bed in a rehab, even. But also, doctors should know. Who did that? Was that me? My bad. Totally didn't mean to do that, but okay, let's move on. So, I would think, well, the biggest part of that is doctors are supposed to have, uh, was a detox that was keeping me, but residential until I go through withdrawal period. Yeah, that's the bad part is you can't go into a residential until you get through the actual detox part. That's almost any state. Um, Personally, I have no qualms about telling you guys where I'm at. I'm not important anyway, so I'm in Utah, and there's been one time when I was treated like crap when I tried to go get myself into detox. Oh, my bad. Uh, I'll call you Mr. Parkinson then. That way you don't have to share your first name. Sorry about that, Mr. Parkinson, or the person on Jessica's account. My bad. Um, yeah, but that the only advice I can give you is uh, just keep trying, bro. Like, I know it sucks trying to get sober, but like you have to. At this point in the game, you have to, because with the way that opiates are now, you're gonna die. I'm sorry to tell you that, but if you continue doing this crap, you're gonna die. And I didn't, even though I have suicidal ideation and severe clinical depression, I didn't want to die. Yes, the withdrawal wasn't that bad after 36 hours, and then he gave me a 2.5 milligrams. So it didn't really throw me into instant withdrawal, but they gave me another 2.5, and it was full blown bad. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, 5 milligrams of subs will put you in a really bad place if you're not ready yet. It's just a surprise to me that the doctors wouldn't like test your heart rate and your oxygen levels and your temperature and your everything else and not know that you weren't far enough into withdrawals to be given Suboxone. Because that's what they did for me. They said, "How long have you been without using?" And I was like, "Oh, like 30 plus." Even though we can obviously visually tell you feel like crap, where you're not far enough along into withdrawals to be given oxygen. And they made me wait. One time I went to the, let's just say, the mental health ward of the hospital because I was going to myself if they didn't help me. Even the mental ward made me wait. I had been without drugs for over 2 days at that point, so over 48 hours, and they made me wait another almost 30 hours after I checked into the mental ward to give me anything that would, well, not anything, but There's a nausea medication that they'll give you. There's a anxiety medication they'll give you, but they won't give you anything for withdrawals until minimum of 72 hours without opiates. But anyways, I kind of got on here on a whim because I was excited that I had 350 days sober. But if you guys got anything you want to ask me, have anxiety, depression, and the lorazepam and trazodone. That's what it is. Lorazepam, clonidine, and trazodone. That's the trio you want. And I slept the first night okay. What I should have done was stuck to that and made it the first 3 days. Well, but you can't throw. The thing I learned about it is you can't throw your own sobriety in your face. You can't be angry with yourself that you slipped up, or you can't be. The thing I used to do is try to blame other people. I learned real quickly that it ain't anybody else's fault that I was doing opiates. You know what I mean? But I don't know what to talk about when I get on when I got on here, even if I do try to make a plan. Anyway, on another good note, I'm getting my teeth fixed. I got some jacked up teeth. I started getting my teeth fixed on the 28th. They did. See this dead tooth? The one next to it, all the way over to the back, all these uppers on this side. They cleaned those and did a bunch of stuff to them. Today, I think we're either going this way to finish the top, or we're going to go this way. Ooh, I caught my headphone. I think we're either doing the top or we're finishing the bottom on the same side today when I go into the dentist. Yay. I freaking hate the dentist. And I get a bunch of shots every time I go to the dentist because my teeth are so bad that they have to numb me all the way up. Anybody else hate going to the dentist? After the instant withdrawal wasn't, they tried to give me Valium after I was into full-blown withdrawal, and it was non-stop throwing up and broke. Congratulations for the sobriety. It's a hard thing. It is a very hard thing. I can't remember if you said how far into sobriety, if you're in sobriety. I can't remember how far you said, but what do they do when you have a dead tooth like that? How do they get it to look normal? I think for the one that's dead right there, I think they, honestly, I think he was talking about pulling it and putting a cap on there. Because it does nothing. Like, I could freaking tink, 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 tink with a hammer and it wouldn't do anything. So I think they just pull it and put a super white crown over or a replace, whatever, not a crown, but a replacement tooth. Where did my headphone just go? Oh, dang, I hate being fat. So that's my guess. I think they're going to pull it. Anyway, I'm going to hop off here. I love saying but I think I'm going to hop off here. I just wanted to let you guys know that I've been using for 10 years, trying to get it together, just struggling real hard. Struggling real hard. Spent so much money, like 2 weeks, just on a regular. Get through a week, work for a week. Oh yeah, I know the feeling. In total, I'd spent excuse me, in total, I've spent over $850,000 on my addiction from 17 years old to 41. And the only break in between 17 to 41 that I had that I was more than probably 2 weeks sober was when I went to jail. And I went to the jail for the entirety of 2015. So when anybody asks me about 2015, I was in jail. And that's the end of that story. I was in jail and that's it. But yeah. I'm going to try to figure out a subject and I'm going to actually write it down and get like a storyline going. Yeah, money. The only thing that matters about money when you're in addiction is where can I get more? That's the only way money matters. Yeah, I guess we could talk about that real quick and then I'll let you go. I've talked about like my timeline kind of drug addiction, but let's talk about the monetary side. I'm from Utah, but the Milwaukee. I'm from not from Milwaukee, but I'm from a town. I'm about 30 minutes north of. I'm about 25 to 30 minutes north of Salt Lake City. But so let's go on a monetary. That's not the right word. Monetary timeline, but let's do a monetary reflection of my addiction. So I was ran over by a truck, 17 years old. I got my prescriptions from Walmart after they released me from the hospital, so there's $5. But the very first Lortab after I got home, popped it in my mouth, and as soon as it started working, my mind was like, yep, this is what we're doing for the rest of our life. And freaking, I got in a, what do you call it, a pain clinic. I got into a pain clinic and like a therapy rehab kind of rehabilitation. We did, yes, sir. It is that's how it starts 99% of the time. But I got into a pain clinic. They got me from Lortab 7.5s all the way up to oxycodone 10s. So not only am I jumping from Lortab to oxycodone, I'm jumping from 7.5 to 10. So instead of jumping like this, that's jumping like this. Lortab 10s started doing really, really bad, well, good, really, really bad physical, bad because it hurt my body to do it because I was all jacked up, but really bad physical therapy stuff that they wanted me to do, stretching, which I can't do because I'm short, fat, and injured at the time. But yeah, so I was doing oxycodone 10s. It got to the point of where I got kicked out of the physical therapy rehab place because my supposed to be a month-long prescription would last like 5 days. And then I'd have to go buy pills, started buying pills on the street, got kicked out of the rehab. Shoot, if you think oxycodones are fast, try to find real roxycodone or real oxycontin. Oxycontin is, they don't make 160s anymore, but if you could find an oxycontin 80, I guarantee that thing would be like $250 to $300 for one. But yeah, back in the day we used to get, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. Back in the day, OC40s, OC60s, and yeah, the stupid gel-filled pills, but you can still get around that. Well, they're not gel-filled, but you know what I mean. The second it touches any sort of mucous membrane, so anytime it goes inside your mouth, it just turns to gel, which is stupid because that ruins the bioavailability of the pill itself, and they don't even work. But here's a funny story for you. It's a real quick story, too. I was waiting in the Walmart parking lot for my dealer to show up. Dealer shows up. I buy 4 of these little pills that say, the little pills that have 4 imprinted on them. And I'm like, what in the hell are these? This ain't no freaking, these ain't blues. These ain't Roxy's, you know what I mean? And she's like, just freaking break one in half and smash it up and sniff it. What I had was 4 milligram, I can't remember if it was Opana or Dilaudid, but I snorted half, so 2 milligrams of, I'm pretty sure it was a Opana. Yeah, oxymorphone. Because Dilaudid is, wait a minute, oxycodone, hydrocodone, oxymorphone, hydromorphone, oxymorphone. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anything stronger than a probably OC40 or an OC80 is like heroin. It literally is. Because they will leave you jacked for like the rest of the day. Other than Dilaudid. Because Dilaudid goes away really quick. But so long story short, waiting for my dealer, bought the pills from my dealer in the Walmart parking lot, snorted the pill, and the next thing I know, I'm going to hold my phone out so I can show you guys. I'm head down, top of my head pressed against the freaking steering wheel in a Walmart parking lot, and my freaking car is going bang with the horn because I passed out because I snorted the freaking the Opana. Okay. And then they killed me. Yeah, they'll do that to you. But so I was passed out in the Walmart parking lot with my head on the steering wheel going bang on the horn for like 20 minutes. And I went whoop and looked up. And there wasn't like crazy, wasn't nothing crazy. There wasn't nothing crazy like cops all around me or nothing, but I was just sitting there like, did I just pass out for like 15, 25 minutes on my horn? So I could have been dead for 20 minutes and people would have just rather listened to my horn than try to help. Anyway, I just thought I'd tell that story because it was hilarious. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to get on, see what today's April 1st. I don't really have much on my, let me see my notebook. I don't really, yeah, I have a pretty open schedule today, so I'll try to do another live. I'll try to make it more informative and write it down so I actually have a storyline of what I'm talking about. This was just kind of getting on here at a whim because I was happy about 350 days sober, but I do appreciate you guys being here too. Troy, I'll try to, let's see. I'll try to subscribe to your channel, Troy, just so you have another subscriber, because I like to do that for people who stay on my videos. But anyway, I'll try to be on about I'll try to get back on with a live about 6 or 7 o'clock maybe, and I'll have a better storyline and better timeline written down, so it's a lot more enjoyable of a live. But anyways, I appreciate you being here. Dude, bro, really a shitty life, bro. You oughta go in your chat and see if you're on and let you know, bro. There, God willing, before I die. Yes, everything is God willing, Troy. I truly believe that. I know you can do it, though, brother. It's not. It's not that hard. It's just getting through that first maybe 3 to 5 days, maybe a week, depending on how your body reacts to it. But I found once I got over the initial physical crappy feeling, I could deal with the mental stuff. So just get through that physical feeling, bro, and you'll be right. You'll be all right. I'm not really the greatest speaker. That's why I get on here and get stuck on my words sometimes. But I'm proud of you for even trying. I'm proud of anybody that tries to get sober. But anyway, it's 5:40 a.m. right now, so I'll try to get tonight. If you want to join back in, I'll have something much more interesting thought of and written down. But I appreciate you guys being here. Much love. Have a good day, y'all.